Imam Husayn, the day of Ashura. Imam Husayn is our third Imam. He is the son of Imam Ali and Sayyida Fatima. In the year 16 Hijrah, less than 50 years after the wafat of Rasulullah, Muawiyah died and his son Yazid became caliph. Yazid was an evil man who loved to drink alcohol and play with monkeys and dogs. He committed every kind of sin and had no respect for Islam at all. He forced Imam Husayn to obey and follow him, but the Imam refused to do so. Had Imam accepted Yazid's caliphate, he would have changed all the laws of Allah. He would have made all sins permissible and people would have forgotten the true values and principles of Islam. Imam was therefore prepared to leave his home in Medina rather than giving allegiance to Yazid. Imam Husayn left Medina in Rajab 60 Hijrah and first traveled to Mecca with his family. Whilst in Mecca, he got news that Yazid had sent soldiers disguised as pilgrims to kill him. Imam did not want any bloodshed in the holy city of Mecca, so he left for Kufa. On the way to Kufa, Imam Husayn was confronted by Hur and his army, who led the Imam and his companions to Karbala. They arrived in Karbala on 2nd Muharram, 61 Hijrah. By 7th Muharram, food and water had run out in Imam's camp. Yazid's soldiers would not allow any food or water to reach Imam's family and companions. On the 10th of Muharram, Yazid's commander-in-chief gave the order to start a battle and kill Imam Husayn. This is known as the day of Ashura. Imam told his companions to leave Karbala to protect their lives, as Yazid only wanted to kill him for refusing to pay allegiance to him. However, he had such loyal companions that they would not leave him. They fought bravely and continued protecting him until they were killed by Yazid's soldiers. Imam Husayn's family were not spared either. All the men and young boys in Imam's camp, including his 6-month-old son Ali Asghar, died defending him and Islam. The tragedy of Karbala is the greatest disaster in human history. No religion has mistreated the family of their own prophet like the so-called Muslims of Sham and Kufa mistreated the Ahlul Bayt of Rasulullah. Remembering Imam Husayn and his sacrifice. Imam Husayn taught us to be brave and never give in to a tyrant, even if we have to give our lives for justice. We should always remember Karbala, because it gives us courage and increases our love for Imam Husayn and the Ahlul Bayt for Rasulullah. Imam Husayn's love for Allah was so intense that it is reported that even in his last moments in the battlefield, as he lay alone, wounded, thirsty, bleeding and dying on the hot sands of Karbala, he performed sajda to Allah and was heard reciting, "I have abundant all of creation in your love, and I have orphaned my children that I may come to see you. For it they cut me to pieces because of my love for you. My heart would still not yearn for anyone besides you." Every Muharram, the Shia of the Ahlul Bayt gather in Majalis to talk about Karbala and remember the tragedy of Ashura. Imam Husayn taught us that it is better to fight and die than to accept an evil leader like Yazid. He taught us how to be brave and defend the weak against the cruel and evil leaders of the world at all the times. Imam Husayn's history gives inspiration to millions of people until today to stand up for truth and justice and oppose oppression and justice. Some of the ways in which we remember Imam Husayn include majalis where we learn the teachings of Islam, recite poetry, and ziyarah of the Imam. We should also spread the message of Imam Husayn to others as his teachings are universal. For the rest of their lives, Sayyida Zainab and Imam Ali Zain al-Abidin told others the story of Karbala so that no one would forget what happened on the day of Ashura. They encouraged the Shia to hold gatherings to remember the tragedy of Imam Husayn.
Husayn, 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 Husayn.